Hey, I'm Jae and welcome to The Gist. The rapper who held the top of the charts for 17 weeks with Old Town Road has changed everything for queer music artists. Lil Nas X has dropped an unapologetically gay music video for his single, Montero. The video shows Lil Nas X travelling through a fantasy land, kissing an alien serpent, and giving the devil a lap dance in an unabashed display of queerness. To mark its release, Lil Nas X posted a letter to his 14-year-old self addressing his promise to never come out publicly, and that by doing so, he will open the doors for many other queer people to simply exist. Nas acknowledged people's anger and belief that he is pushing an agenda by saying, "The truth is, I am." The agenda to make people stay the F out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Couldn't have said it better myself. Two women from Cork in Ireland have become the first same-sex couple in the country to be legally recognised as the parents of their babies from birth. Geraldine Ray and Neve O'Sullivan were both registered as the parents on the birth certificates of their twin girls, without having to go through a court process following the enactment of the final sections of the 2015 Child and Family Relationships Act last May. Prior to the signing of the legislation into law, female same-sex couples had to go through a court process to re-register the birth of their children in order for both of them to be legally recognised as the children's parents. However, the new act recognises both the birth mother and her spouse, civil partner or cohabitant as parents where a child was conceived through donor-assisted human reproduction. O'Sullivan told RTE News, "It's just much easier that I don't now have to go to court and prove myself to be their other parent. I just am." Unfortunately, not all same-sex couples were covered by this legislative change. For instance, male same-sex couples are not covered by the Children and Family Relationships Act, nor are female same-sex couples who travel to fertility clinics abroad. It's not fair. Last week, a law was signed banning transgender women and girls from competing in school sports teams consistent with their gender identity. Governor Asa Hutchinson signed the law, making Arkansas the second US state to approve such a restriction so far this year. Mississippi's governor signed a prohibition into law earlier this month. The Republican governor approved the measure despite the objections from medical and child welfare groups that it would have devastating impacts on transgender youth. If it isn't blocked by a legal challenge, Arkansas's law will take effect this summer. Under the new law, a student or school who suffers direct or indirect harm could take a school to court for violating the ban. Hundreds of college athletes have urged the National Collegiate Athletic Association to refuse to hold championships in states that enact such bans. Above the Bank of England in the heart of London's financial district, the rainbow flag is flying proudly to commemorate the new face of Britain's £50 note, Alan Turing. During World War II, Turing played a pivotal role in breaking Nazi Germany's Enigma code by creating the Turing bomb, a forerunner of modern computers. The Enigma code was believed to be unbreakable, and historians say that cracking it may have shortened the war by at least 2 years, potentially saving millions of lives. After the war, Turing was prosecuted for his relationship with a man and given the choice between prison and probation, with the condition of undergoing a form of chemical castration. His conviction led to the removal of his security clearance, and he was no longer able to work for government communications headquarters. Turing received a posthumous apology from the British government in 2009, and 8 years later, the Turing Law, which pardoned gay men with past convictions, was passed. The new banknote is set to be formally issued to the public on June 23rd, which is Turing's birthday. I'm Jae Simpson, and that's The Gist. Thank you for watching.